Welcome. Drink with James, episode 16. We are well into our teens. We're rebelling against our parents. We hate everything. Everyone's stupid. Everything is terrible, but at least we have our license and we are finally able to leave. We are a couple days away from Fashion Week. You know, it wasn't so long ago that it was my first Fashion Week. And I remember the first thing I ever did, I went to an Oscar de la Renta party for a fashion night out. And I think I wore like a white blazer and a white shirt and a black bow tie. Basically, it looked like a fucking waiter. And I was in there and I was taking photos, and I remember a couple of Oscars fit models. So every house has models that work full-time for them, who they fit the clothes to. And they generally don't walk in the shows or anything, but they're just like there constantly for the atelier to help them make clothes. Anyway, these women walked in and I had never in my life seen a model before, really, that I knew of. And I was taking photos and it was just like, proceeded to just follow these two women around all night, taking pictures of them because like every photo I took looked amazing. And I just was like in the presence of a type of person that I didn't even totally know existed. So that was my first Fashion Week experience. Hopefully we're gonna be making some videos that are gonna focus on other people's first Fashion Week experience. Tim, who's behind the decks here, for y'all, is cooking up a lot of really fun stuff. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have a shitload of videos coming out. And hopefully they will be interesting, but we'll always look forward to your feedback. But we're here to answer questions. That's what we're gonna do. So, question number one. Getting mail is fucking awesome, right? Like every time I get home and I have mail, I am excited. Even if I know exactly what it is, like I have ordered this thing from Amazon Prime, I know it's deodorant, prescription strength deodorant, because I wear a suit every day. I still am excited to open that box. So I imagine for y'all, who are hustling that influencer game, you get a lot of packages, a lot of random packages that you're not expecting. Sometimes, most times it's really awesome. Sometimes you open it and it's a total miss and it's something that you're never gonna post or you're not interested in. A few things that you can do. Okay, one thing I've seen that works well is if you're not gonna post it on your Instagram or on your blog or incorporate it into a blog post, that's totally fine, but you still kind of like it, talk about it on Snapchat. Do like an unboxing thing, do like a mail day thing, You could go follow Hey Claire on Snapchat. She does a really good job with this. She gets an ungodly amount of mail, and she goes through everything that she gets on Snapchat and talks about it and tests it out a little bit. And even though that stuff doesn't make it into her videos, she still gets a chance to kind of recognize the brand and talk about them. That's one way to do it, is talk about it on platforms that aren't your big money makers like your blog and your Instagram. Another thing would be send it back. These brands, this stuff isn't free. And when they send it out to you, there's an expectation. They're hoping that you're gonna post about it. And so every day, it's somebody's job to go check your Instagram and see if you've posted it. And they'll do that for weeks and weeks and weeks. And as the weeks go on and you haven't posted, they'll get more and more pissed off and be like, I sent this thing, like they didn't post it, which isn't fair because you didn't ask for it. You never said you would post about it. But the fact of the matter is, from the brand's perspective, they're really hoping you're going to post about it. So I think if you get it and it's a miss and you don't like it, I would encourage you to email the brand, profusely thank them for sending it, tell them it's great, but it just doesn't fit your style or it doesn't fit into your editorial calendar, and you don't want to take product that you're not going to promote, so can you send it back to them? And they will probably tell you no. But it gives you a chance to open a dialogue with the brand. It gives you a chance to tell them that you definitely would be open to opportunities in the future, and hey, by the way, I have this idea for a campaign that involved you guys. I wanted to talk to you about it anyway. This is perfect timing. They've sent you something. that's basically like your tryout, right? They're saying like, I'm interested in what you can do. Don't feel like this is your only opportunity. Just because that one thing doesn't work for you doesn't mean that things down the line can't. And I think if you do right by the brand and you email them and you're honest and you say, this isn't gonna work, but I think something could in the future, that you'll keep your relationship with them. Look, I understand, especially if you're starting out and you start getting stuff, it's really exciting and you feel like I should incorporate everything. I should, anything someone sends me, I should post about it because like maybe the brand will repost it. Maybe you're watching Drink with James and I say that like one way to grow your following and to get brands' attentions is to post about them a bunch, right? Totally true, and like James is 100% right, and that's a smart dude. You should listen to him. But the flip side is that like you're growing a following. Let's say it's 5,000 people, right? 5,000 people is not a small amount of people. I had 100 in my high school or something, 400 maybe. I don't fucking know. It's small. So 5,000 people is a lot of people. They are following you. You know, maybe 10% of them are like your mom and your family and kids you went to high school or college with. But the rest are there for advice, right? Like you give fashion advice, or you know, you're a cook and you make really great recipes, or you're into travel and people respect your opinion. That's the thing, like they trust you, and taking that brand that you don't feel strongly about and posting about them, or taking a product that you wouldn't have bought yourself and posting about it and suggesting it and basically putting your seal of approval on it, you're diluting your brand if you don't believe in that. And if you think that your audience doesn't know when you're shilling something that you don't care about, then you're naive, because they do know. And they know it because they followed you for years or months or however long your blog's been around, and they say, oh, that's weird. It's weird that she's posting about that. Like, I wouldn't think that she would like that or he would like that. They also know it because your heart's not going to be in it. You know, we talked before about finding your happy price when you're doing a campaign, making sure that if you're working with a brand or an opportunity that you're not super excited about, that you find a price that you're excited about. Because when it comes down to posting that, if you don't like the product or you don't like the brand or the opportunity, it's going to come out in your post. You're going to do a half-assed job. It's going to be a half-assed post that you're going to regret. So don't do it. We started out Drink with James last week talking about time, right? And talking about the fact that like success just takes time for most people, you know, and you just have to slog away and you have to just keep hustling and doing it over and over and over again. And we talked about kind of the 7-year thing where like most people are successful after 7 years. Now, what do you do in between the time where you start and the time when you can join 4Cards Quitters Club, right? Like when you can quit your job and do this full time. How do you make money if you're not getting sponsored posts? There's a lot of things that you can do. Like there are thousands and thousands of brands out there who are struggling to figure out what they should be doing in social media and how they could work with influencers and just how they should be creating content on their own platforms. You're creating content every day, content that people, you know, are reacting to positively. You're growing your following. You have some expertise in these things. You know, one thing I've seen a lot of people do is just go and consult for brands and help them with their social, help them create content. If you're a good photographer, obviously you should be posting on your own channels, but you could be, you know, shooting for brands and not posting on your own channels as well. If, you know, the core of your platform and your, you know, your voice is styling and the outfits you put together, then like, you know, maybe try and be a stylist. You know, I know a lot of the beauty vloggers were makeup artists before they were vloggers. So there are things you can do with your skills. They are all of the skills that it takes to be a successful influencer are in need in a huge way right now. So make sure to use those and try and make some money on them. Good question. You've been at it 5 years. It's working, you know. You've got a nice following. It's growing. Things are starting to happen. But right, where do you focus? There's, as you said, Snapchat, and Instagram stories, and Pinterest, and your blog, and all of these different places that you could be focusing. What do you do? I think the short answer is that like until you have help, and hopefully you get to the point where you are hiring people to help you, you need to focus on what you're good at, right? Like if you looked at your Instagram and your Snapchat and your Pinterest and your Facebook and your Twitter and your blog and all these things, and you just looked at the numbers and said, what's doing the best? then that's one way to know where you should focus. Another thing is like, what do you enjoy? You know, if you love Snapchat, but you hate updating your blog, again, like it's never gonna work. Doing your blog is never gonna work. You're never gonna be able to force yourself every day to put the amount of effort and love and sweat into the thing to make it popular if you don't like it. So also step back and say like, what do I find myself just doing for fun? What do I enjoy? Focus on that. Because I guarantee every person I've talked to that is very successful in this industry, every single one of them, not a single one started it to make money. None of them sat there in the beginning of this and said, I'm gonna be a blogger and I'm gonna focus on Instagram because that's where I'm gonna make money and I'm gonna charge and I'm gonna have sponsored posts and then I'm gonna have a jewelry line and then I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do this. Not a single one of them. They were just like, I like doing this. And that can be frustrating advice, but I guarantee in the long run, that's the thing that's gonna make the difference. Focus on what you love, do that thing, do it well. You'll either grow an audience or you won't, you know? And if you don't, at least you're doing what you love. You know, I see too much of people copying other influencers and other things that have worked because they're trying to get successful. Like, that's not why we're doing this. Like, you should be sharing the things that you're passionate about and that you love. And just because one influencer, you know, takes a lot of photos of the Brooklyn Bridge and is really popular doesn't mean that you can run out and take photos of the Brooklyn Bridge and all of a sudden make tens of thousands of dollars. Like, it's not gonna work. You have to find the thing that you love, talk about that, and see if people are interested. You know, and the worst thing is they're not, but at least you're still doing something you enjoy. Oh, that's it, y'all. We're gonna try and get some more people on the show here coming up soon. It is Fashion Week, so to all of my friends out there, to all of y'all who are going to Fashion Week, good luck, stay hydrated, enjoy yourself. September is always more fun than February because February is fucking freezing. Remember, what do we want to say? Try and walk out of the show with a friend. You know, that helps. Street style photographers like a group. So grab your friend. You know, even better if your outfits complement each other. Walk out of that show, fucking just own it. Get those photos taken. Do everything you can. Go to the parties. Come to Four Cards. Say hi to us. And as always, leave your questions. I think this is the first time there's nothing really for me to drink, so I will just say goodbye.